Hello, everybody. This is Trevor Truck, ASMR. And welcome back to GMOD. We're playing another level. This one recommended by Reggie. And today's map is called Moebius. And there's a few names here, a few people responsible for the creation of this map. I'm going to list the names, and if I butcher the pronunciation, I deeply apologize. There's Cena, Kawasaniac, Banshee, the Immortal, and Commander. Each of these people have contributed to the creation of this wonderful map. And I'm hearing some music going on right now. This is really nice, very beautiful, vibrant colors, lots of mushrooms, and the mushrooms, they kind of look like jellyfish. And I kind of get this sense of, I guess we are underwater, aren't we? Because I think that's the surface up there. Ooh, wow, even the ground is very detailed. It's so nice. Makes you wonder what's out there. What can we find? And as always, with these maps, a lot of times I feel like using my imagination and coming up with my own story as to why we are here and what here actually is. Oh, that's wonderful. I like that. Seems like we got some very plush foliage. We got some gold. If I had a pickaxe, I could mine that gold. What else do we have in this cave system? Creepers, skeletons. I'm ready for them. Come what may. Ooh. This is amazing. Some mega mushroom structures. And I think what I really like is how the theme here is so coherent. Lots of blues and lighter colors contrasted with a bunch of darkness too. And there's just enough fog to keep it really mysterious. And I love how the light blue is kind of like, it just gives you the impression of glowing. Got a little bit of a waterfall going on there, so that's where I started out. Got a little lake. We call this Mushroom Lake. Ooh. Nice. Oh, now what's this? What is this thing here? Candles. It almost looked like an item to collect from a distance. Got more water. What a place. It's actually very relaxing. It makes me think a place like this that we can create in video games just makes you wish that this could exist in real life too. I mean, obviously there are caves and candles, and maybe even candles in caves, IRL. But place like this is just, I don't know, it's just fantastic. And could you imagine, like, if you wanted to take a retreat from the world and all the craziness of it, going to a place like this would be absolutely amazing. And I don't know if we can go to the surface. I think we might be stuck at the bottom here. But if there is a surface, I would be very curious to see what it's like. We do have some cave structures and cave systems going on here. You know, in my head, the story behind this level is that your submarine crashed into a wall, and now here you are in a diver's suit, searching in these underwater caves for treasure. What's crazy to me, though, is, you know, I got the vibes that this was underwater, but gravity is working like it usually would, so I don't know if I'm underwater. Maybe that's just an illusion. Oh, look at this. This right here. This is the cauldron. This is where they would make soup. Yeah, they would make soup in the cauldron. And all the ingredients are literally right here. You can make mushroom soup. They call it light blue mushroom soup. See a little bit of slime, too. Those are like the spores that come from the mushrooms. Oh, wow. Very cool. Very cool. I just love the way that the mushrooms glow. And now, look at this. We got ourselves some crystals. And you know, add into the lore is the fact that there are candles. Well, someone had to have been here before me, right? Whoa. This is marvelous. Just listen to the babbling brook. I remember this one time I was doing some dog sitting and pet sitting for some friends of mine, and one of the owners, before she left on her trip, you know, she was kind of showing me around the house, and you know, she's always very generous because she buys a lot of food for me every time I dog sit. So she was showing me the food and stuff like that, and all the luxuries that in the home that they allow me to use while I watch their pets. And upstairs in the room where I was going to be sleeping, there was this stereo, and you know, it could play CDs. And I just remember she had this CD, and it was okay. I don't know what to think about this. Ooh. It appears that we're getting some sort of seismic activity. Wow. So anyway, I remember it was a CD that was full of nature sounds and soft music, and I just remember how pleasant that was. And like I remember like the first track on the album was like it really was like literally a babbling brook. And the sound of it was just so amazing, and it's kind of what this level reminded me of. And I'm lost. I am lost, for sure. In a certain sense, this reminds me a little bit of the dungeons in the Pow World game. Y'all remember Pow World, right? I still don't know the full story of the Nintendo lawsuit. But as far as I know, Pow World is still a game that's available, still thriving, I guess. This is... No wonder Reggie recommended this, by the way. I'm amazed at this level. There's just so much detail. I like the candles, the rock formations, the crystals, the mushroom theme. I mean, and just the level of detail is something that always amazes me about these Steam maps. You all did a wonderful job on this. The creators, you did a wonderful job. I love the reflection of the water. Like, I feel blessed to have a modern computer that can play games like this. I really do. Wow. Man, this isn't an adventure. This is more like an experience. And I hope everyone watching right now feels relaxed. I know that I do. It's really good to not think about the future or the past, but to just live in the present, which, I gotta be honest, that's easier said than done. Holy fuck. Sorry, pardon my French, it's just... Okay. Yeah, this was a great recommendation, Reggie. I love this entire idea. This is where I want to go. This is where I want to go when I go on a solo vacation. And the music. And I just love the moving fog, the moving clouds, the moon. We got this type of foliage here. I'm just gonna call it lunar grass. And then, you know, we're kind of like on a beach, but it's weird because it's like, I don't know if this is snow or if it's like ash falling from the sky or dust. But I mean, dude. Ah, man, I kind of went speechless there for a second. I'm actually starting to wonder. So there's definitely... Oh, look at the water. Look at the texture of the water. It looks like oil. It looks like a big oil spill. Wow. I never thought I'd be happy to see an oil spill. Can we swim over there? Because Because I'm assuming that's the only way to get over to the abandoned ship. Oh, that's so interesting. I guess maybe that's a detail I never noticed, but when you're underwater, the music muffles out. Very cool. Okay. Actually, there's an invisible wall. That's okay. So I'm not meant to go forward anymore. That's okay. Like, this is a setting that you would imagine some JRPG would take place in. Maybe even one of those gacha games, or, you know, I'm getting vibes of a really intense adventure game. Like, you can imagine all the stories that could take place here in this cave and in the surrounding land. It's great. Like, I swear, people who make stuff like this, they deserve recognition for it. And my channel doesn't necessarily give, like, huge recognition, but it gives some recognition. And I like, stuff like this is just so perfect for this channel. Also, this thing, it had some sort of gravitational pull, so it pulled me over here. I wonder what that's all about. It's like the core. You know, this level has every component needed for just a fantasy dungeon. You know, when you're doing some dungeon raids. I remember doing some dungeon raids. See, I used to play Final Fantasy XIV, and I kind of gave it up. That's not to say I won't ever come back to it, because I might come back to it at some point, but I just remember going through all sorts of different dungeons, and there's so many interesting ones with so many great designs. Ooh. A little bit of nature. So interesting. And here we are back into the mushroom jellyfish fields. Wow. This place is so good. The design is so good. I mean, if you design a place that makes me want to go there and visit, I'd say it's a sign of a really good design. So, I'm not entirely sure if I've explored all there is to explore. It is kind of fun to run and jump, though. Like this. And okay, so this is where I was before, right? Is this another route that I could potentially take that's new? This is the place where we had... what's over this side? Yeah, it's possible that I'm just going around in circles at this point. Because I feel like... yeah, I was there. Very cool. Very cool. Alright, everyone. So, this map is called Moebius. There will be a link in the description. and I hope you have the chance to check it out if you're interested, because it's a really good map. And if you just want to get away from it all for a few minutes, it's a nice place to go to. And I really like the music in it as well. But just overall, oh, look at that, I got a Steam achievement. I've played GMOD for 24 hours. Now those are some real noob hours. Nonetheless, it is an achievement. So anyway, this has been GMOD, and thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in another one. Goodbye.